We are Flake, Rose, and Spears, and we are supremely black. How y'all doing this week, fellas?
What up, it's your big kinfolk, Jay Flake, man? I'm doing good this week, man. Can't complain at all. Had some good weather come through, feeling them 70 degrees. I was out to go out and shine up the car, whatnot. Man, just, family's healthy, everybody's healthy. Just been having an overall good week. Oh, I bought me some shoes too that's gonna help my flat feet with a little bit of running. I ain't gonna run like y'all. I ain't gonna run like y'all. But you know what I'm saying? I got a mile or two in me though. That's about it though. I ain't I'm gonna try to get it moving, get it pushing.
Love to see it. Love to see it. This D Rose though, it's been a super cool week, man. The Dallas, we had our Dallas crew come down. It was dope. I completed my fast. I actually PR'd. It was the fastest time I've ever ran, 5K, which was 9 minutes and 19 seconds. So that was that's my personal record for running 3 miles. But with completing the fast, everything been dope, man. I can't complain at all, honestly. Family's good. Just, planning my work and working my plan. What about you, Spirit?
My week good. Like you said, we came out there to Houston and had a good time, enjoyed myself very well. I didn't PR this weekend. I was 7 seconds off or 6 seconds off, but I still did good. I wasn't even planning on running as fast as I ran, but when you get out there with them black folks, black excellence, they push you and make you do some things you didn't want to do. I have to say we humbly lost to the Houston ZFT football, flag football squad, so we plan on getting them back come March. But yeah, I had a good time, great weekend, great week, so no complaints over here.
Yes, sir. D-Rose, did you say you ran 3 miles in 9 minutes?
Not total.
Not total. No, man.
Oh, boy, I was about to say. I said, man, hey, hold on now. Hey, we need to go ahead and get you signed up on the team down there in Houston, man. Where you at? Hey, I'm going to fly in. We finna take it down to Reliance Stadium, dog. We finna make you promoted.
It was at 9 minutes and 19 seconds per mile.
Gotcha.
Yeah, now if I was there, I love podcasting, but we'll definitely be taking our talents somewhere else.
Man, sure would. I'm about to be an agent overnight.
Yeah, but yeah, man. Yeah, Chris.
Oh, so this week we're gonna talk about something that I think is valid for a lot of people, or a lot of people could relate to and understand. And so this week's episode, I guess if we was to give it a title, would be, are you living a life that is a shell of yourself? And so what I mean by that is, are you just going through the motions when it comes to life and living? Do you know your worth? And then are you acting out your worth in everything that you do? And so I'll start with that question. And then if your answer is yes, that you know your worth and you're living out your worth, how long have you been doing so? Because I don't know if anybody could say that they could, but I'm pretty sure somebody might try and say, well, I've known my worth all my life and I've been living my worth all my life. But I don't think that would hold true for any of us, just because we're honest, realistic, and humble people. So that would be my question for y'all.
That's a great question. I would say it's a half of me feels like I am walking within my purpose and knowing my worth, and the other half is where you're really going through like a mental battle to just really, like we say, just jump out and just live within faith. I could tell you this though, and hopefully this answers the question as best as possible, is that especially with the fast and the cleanse of detaching from everything, going out, drinking, smoking, exchanging energy with anybody, I can't say that I can comfortably say that I found a new love of myself, honestly. And I think I tried to mask it prior to by turning to those vices of drinking, sex, or just going out just to take your mind off of the things that you should be, taking head on in a sober sense. So you really get a good understanding of what's really your triggers, what really makes you who you are. So to answer your question, 50%, about 75% of me is like, yes, I'm walking within my purposes. And I think about, the podcast, the nonprofit, but more importantly, the relationships that I actually have with genuine people has changed. I remember moving in a space to where prior to going through counseling and therapy, anything could really trigger me of how people may have viewed me or perceived me. And I'm not really thinking of why would someone think less of me, but I also really contributed to, I might have been thinking less of myself because I was allowing someone's opinion to shape how I may have felt about something or moved in a certain way. So a lot of that is behind me. I think the only thing that I really would just say would feel that other 25% is really truthfully getting out of the corporate America space and creating my own dollar independently or with people that I truthfully love and understand their purpose, their overall goals in life, and walking with them through, those trials and tribulations, I think will make me say, 100% I'm completely walking within my purpose, and everything that I do is out of love and not just for, monetary gain. Yeah.
I can say that I'm about knowing my worth. Yes, to my family, I definitely know my worth. To my family, to my loved ones around me, to everybody that I have encountered, exchanged energy with on a regular basis. I definitely know my worth when it comes to that. As far as my worth on the outside, I think I know what it is. I think I know 100% what it is. If I say, wait, I'm saying I know what it is. I know what it is. But if I say, am I walking in it each day, depending on the day, I'll be honest with you, because I work, and I know this is something I got to work on, and I noticed it in the pandemic is I have spurts. So I will have 2 months where I'm grinding extra hard to reach my goals or whatnot, and then I might have a slowdown period. And then at that slowdown period, then I'm back on it. Like that's the only thing on my mind all day, every day. I'm back to the grind. I might do that for 90 days. And then I have another slowdown period. So I know I gotta work on being consistent. I know I gotta work on being consistent. It'd be sometimes I just be like, I just don't feel like doing it. It don't be that I don't feel like doing it. It's just you make a plan and then I might have XYZ that come in my schedule that was not supposed to happen, but these things happen, and I'm like, and then I look up and it's 11:30 at night, midnight, 1 o'clock, and I'm like, but I really need to do this, and I'm like, but I'm really tired because I gotta go to work in the morning, or I gotta get up early and go do this, or I gotta get the kids together at 7 because somebody got cheerleading competition at 8:30, So I gotta get to that back to that point where I used to hate this saying, but this was a saying I had at the time when I was pushing and getting back on my hustle was I sleep when I'm dead. That was the mentality I had. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm gonna get these 5 hours sleep. I get a nap, I fit a nap in at some point in time, and I'll be just fine. So I'm not gonna say that saying I sleep when I'm dead because sleep is very important. Um, but I got to carve out some space where if something happened, I have to pin a block and say, hey, I got to get this done because it's for the greater good. I believe my worth is basically, and not just being cliche, anything like that, is that I don't work for anybody else but me. Because my mentality is always that. I've been an independent contractor I got a 9 to 5, but I've been doing independent contractor stuff basically on the side with other things that I do for the longest. I always had a side hustle. I always had another gig going on. I always had, because my mentality has always been, if something happened to my 9 to 5, I'm not gonna miss no house note. I'm not gonna miss no car payment because I got all this other stuff going on. It's just been sometimes, you don't get pushed to that point where you have to, rely on your skills or your God-given abilities, and then then it make you not clock in anymore, or go apply for another job because you had no choice but to fly on them God-given abilities to make ends meet, or to do what it is that you love. I mean, what it is, a lot of people don't do what they love to do, but then they be scared to jump out there and do what they love to do, even though they do what they love to do more than they do on their 9 to 5. And it's just about sometimes knowing the knowledge on how you monitor, get some monetary gain off of that, and also still have time for family and everything else that you got going on. Man, that was long-winded. I didn't mean for it to be.
No, I think that was I think it was needed when you speak about something like that with your purpose. Because I think you just start to kind of identify within yourself of like, where am I really at within this headspace? But what about you, Spirits? What's your thoughts on
it? As far as me, purpose-wise, my purpose is being fulfilled. And so the reason why I say it's being fulfilled is because I'm not completely there or at the mountaintop of where my purpose is leading me to, and also where I see the end game. However, knowing my worth, I would say the light bulb just hit this weekend about me knowing my worth and living in my worth, and that came from a culmination of things. So as I shared with Flake and you earlier, when we was out this weekend and stuff, and you had shared with me and a couple times, and then I'm pretty sure you said it to Aaron and Woods as well, but you was like, basically we got the juice and stuff, and you didn't mean it as like in no way that most people would think like females or anything like that. You just meant like you can tell that because the way that we carry ourselves and how we approach things and how we attack things mentally, physically, emotionally and stuff, like we got the juice, and people gravitate to natural born leaders who, when you just step in the room, you gain the attention. But then I also had a random person come up to me, and I don't know him from Adam and Eve, but then the man came up to me, and I'm sorry for using this word, but I'm quoting him exactly what he said. He was like, "You a fly nigga, and that's something about you." And I was like, "I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it." And like for a stranger to come up to tell me that kind of like hit the light bulb. But then also what it was is I was doing this little exercise. So where I asked some people, what they like about me, what they dislike about me, what they think my strengths are, what they think my weaknesses are. And this isn't the first time that I did it, but when I did it this time and I sat and seen the answers, and a lot of the answers were similar to some of the answers that I got from previous people. And a lot of these people, some of them know each other, some of them don't know each other at all. Some of them might be acquaintances or just know them because they know them through me, but they don't have no real bonding relationship. But when a lot of people are saying the same thing, and when people think highly of you, when you knew that you had the attributes, but you didn't know that people actually seen those attributes in you, that's when the light bulb hit and was like, damn, I really got to start living my worth and walking in my worth on a regular basis. because part of it was insecurities, but then part of it was being too humble to a certain extent and trying not to seem like I'm an arrogant person or I deserve this and this is supposed to be given to me. And so I really was being a shell of myself, and I wasn't being the natural born leader that people say that I am, or I wasn't being the compassionate person or the understanding person or whatever it is that people say I am. And I either dove too much into my weaknesses or I dove too much into my strengths. And the thing about strengths is strengths can become a weakness because you rely on them too much and you try to use them, and then they become overbearing or they become a nuisance or they become, extra. And then it could be something that hinders you at the end game. So my purpose, I'm walking in my purpose. I haven't fulfilled it yet, but I'm walking in my purpose. But my worth, I just today would be the first day that I started living in my worth, because I've actually realized who I am and what I'm supposed to be from the culmination of different things that's transpired in my life.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Because excuse me, I was actually talking to Aaron, and I said the same thing to him. I told him, I was like, you got the juice, and he had called me. We had a conversation. I won't go too far into that, but it's crazy. Is because I can speak for myself. I've allowed society to place its negative thinking on you, and you start to let that stuff consume you, and you try your best not to. And I think a lot of us, run from it. So, we may not go through therapy. We may not be as completely honest with our friends. It's a lot of different things that we do to live in this little beautiful lie that we all love to do. But there's nothing wrong with having like real accountability partners that be like, hey, you got the juice, but also, hey, bro, you doing too much. That's actually, dulling your soul. People don't really look at you. And I always want to move in a place where people respect who I am. Not that I feel that I'm better than anybody or anything like that, but you have to move with that type of intent, because that's what people draw to. And I mean, like to you and your point, we heard that a lot over the weekend, but we're looking at it like you could just easily blow it off, but really people is wanting you to say like, hey, this is what's, so it's dope.
It can be kind of hard to realize sometimes, and sometimes you need the outside influence, or sometimes it take a little time. You step away from a situation to realize that you are a leader, or that it's something you're supposed to do, or it's something that you're supposed to step in. And sometimes it do take that. We don't kind of realize it in the heat of the moment sometimes. And then, a few times you go back and think about over your day, you be like, there was an opportunity for me to step in. So next time the opportunity come up, I need to be stepping in and saying something like, you don't know when you're the leader of certain situations. Like for example, I got a joke where I talk about being the man of the house. When when you have kids, you get married and stuff like that. You used to, when you grow up in the house, you used to being, your moms or your pops being the person of the house. And then that one day it become you, but you might not even realize it until some stuff go wrong. And then everybody looking at you like, well, what we supposed to do? And you like, oh, damn, that is me now, so sometimes, it can be like that. We need that little push. Sometimes we need that little encouragement.
Now, for real. And for me personally, I would say that the thing with me is on why I don't think I was walking in my worth is because I was afraid of failing people. But now it's motivation to know that all these people look at me this way. And if I don't do it, then I'm failing them even more. And so that's the thing that really hit me. And then with the the culmination of things that's just been happening in Black America over the past 10 years. So since Trayvon to now, and the things that's still going on in this world, from then, you know, the movie American Skin, and then, you know, Judas and the Black Messiah. A lot of the things that are transpiring in the world and through art with the movies and, you know, different things like that, whether it be music or whatever the case may be, if somebody expresses their love for being Black, the revolution and liberation of Black people or whatever, like that also is something that has helped me get to this point, because that is my purpose. That is my goal. And a lot of times I was afraid that, you know, God gave the wrong vision to the wrong man, or that, you know, I wasn't enough to carry out the things that he put in my heart and my mind. But now I realize that I am enough. And even if it's not just me, I could be a part of the catalyst or be a part of the ride that helps get things started. And so my mind is just open now versus, I guess, timid, scared, naive, ignorant, and then also just complacent and content, and just being who I was, and having the juice in just a small little realm of my circle of people. Now I realize that the juice that I have needs to overflow and go to other people, and I can't keep that from people just because I'm afraid or I don't think I'm worthy or whatnot. So my mind is just really open now to things, and especially because the importance that I have for, and the love that I have for us, Black people, Black men, Black women, Black babies, Black kids, it just makes me want to go even harder now and realize, damn, like I wasted a lot of time, but it's never too late. And so what I didn't do yesterday, I have time to do. If God said the same, and the sun don't shine and the creek rise, then, you know, I could do it tomorrow, and I could work at it, and I could keep going. And so it's just extra motivation for me now.
Yeah, that's real, man. Because I know, I think the hardest thing sometimes is to think that you're just doing it for yourself. So you're just being selfish, worry about failing. Like that was my biggest issue. It's like I don't want to fail. I don't want to fail people. But how I've grown, I think now you can't even, I don't even look at it as a failure. It's like I took an opportunity that other people was looking to see who was going to be brave enough to do it. And it may not have been the outcome that you was looking for, but that's what they needed to see. So that's just kind of how I look at it now. It's not even a fail. It was an attempt. And you inspired somebody.
Yeah, Steve Harvey said you can't be afraid to fail. Not Steve Harvey, Bernie Mac, my bad. Bernie Mac said you can't be afraid to fail, and that's how he always did when he came to comedy, television. That's how he rose in the ranks. But it's easier said than done, to be honest with you, because it's easier said because when you do actually fail, you never know what's behind the next corner. You don't know if it's going to continue to drop. You don't know. It's like a roller coaster ride. When you living in your worth and you walking in your faith and you doing what you were born to do, it's a roller coaster ride. You're gonna have your ups, you're gonna have your downs, you're gonna have your curves, you're gonna have your turnarounds, and they're gonna come unexpected. There's gonna be some things that happen that's gonna hit the corner that you wasn't expecting at all. That might knock you 3 steps back. However, are you gonna get up and run? Are you gonna have the strength to get up and keep moving? Are you gonna let them 3 steps keep knocking you back 3 more steps, keep knocking you back 3 more steps? So at the same time, it's a combination of having that faith within yourself and whatever higher power that you believe in, that you can, stay motivated, keep moving, keep a steady pace, because none of this comes hard. I know, and we talked about this in previous episodes. We know social media make it seem like everything come easy. However, behind the the money flash and behind the Rolls Royce, behind that big house, it's always a grind. And even when you ain't got a big house, or you driving a Camry, it's a grind behind that too. It just don't fall out the sky. Everybody got to work to a certain extent, to a certain point, to get where they at. Nothing comes easy, and that's the only thing I fear about this new generation coming up is basically that they social media generation and they just see stuff how it is instead of seeing how the work came in behind it. So I talk to my kids about that all the time. Like this stuff just don't come easy. We go on vacations and stuff like that. I tell them in a minute. I just didn't go to a bank account and pull out X amount of dollars for us to get on this plane and go somewhere. Now this started back, your mama working, working a second job, or I'm out here doing comedy. I'm out here doing this and doing that. I'm out here work hard and got a bonus or whatever. It come from that. It just don't. We just ain't sitting there waiting on us to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So.
And then on the flip side of that is too, when you talk about the social media part, and you say people think everything is instant gratification and it comes easy. On the flip side of that is the people posting all the good, they not posting their tears. They're not posting when their lights cut off. They're not posting if they got to sleep in the car. They're not posting if they sleeping on their partner couch or whatever the case may be. They're not posting if they got to go scrounge up some quarters to get $1 menu somewhere. They're not posting. Right. They're not posting that stuff. All they posting is the good stuff. And some of the stuff that they might be posting might not even be their stuff. It might be something they steal from somebody and, Photoshop themselves in, or even, just use somebody else's content and act like it's theirs. And just to get, the likes, the follows, and all this other stuff. But again, you have to remember that hard times hit everybody. And so therefore, right. Just because all you see is good, because that's what society, all they show, there are people who those people still shed tears. Those people still go through trials and tribulations. Those people still get sick and go through sicknesses and, whatever the case may be. So keep in mind that just because you aspire to be something, don't discount the story or the trial that this person went through, because you might say you want it, but you might not want to go through what they went through to get to where they at now. And so you just got to be mindful of that. And then also to another quote.
And before you go there, I had to admit I'm guilty of that too. I'm guilty of not posting search stuff because I'm not a big name in comedy, but I'm a decent name in this area. And I don't post when I done got off work from my 9 to 5 and drove 4 hours to do a show and got paid $20 and drove back the same night and get up and go to work eyes red, but that's some of the stuff that happens. Some nights I drive to Atlanta and do a show for free and then drive back losing money or whatever just to get a namesake out there. So, so I just got to admit I'm guilty of that too. I just had to put that out there, but I just don't say it, but I ain't ashamed. Somebody ask. If somebody asks how you do this, how you do that, how you get on here, I tell them straight up. I drove 3 hours. I drove there for free, did a show for 15 minutes of stage time, and drove back.
Yeah, but that's the grind. That's the grind, and I think if social media or if society, I ain't even gonna say social media, if society got back to appreciating the grind and showing the grind, I think we would be better for it as a whole society, as a whole world, as a whole nation, as a whole country, as a whole state, or whatever.
As a country, because America has the best marketing of all time. America is, you can come here and be a millionaire. That's how they market it. If you work hard enough, if you do this, you can be a millionaire. But you just see the glam, glitz, and glitter. There's no blueprint on working to be that millionaire, or the step backs, or being denied a business loan, or what I'm saying, and stuff like that.
Yeah, but the quote that I was gonna hit that was similar to the quote that you said, and this is by TSU alum, the real TSU, Tennessee State University, Oprah Winfrey. She says, "Think like a queen. A queen is not afraid to fail. Failure is another stepping stone to greatness. So just to go back to, not being afraid to fail and everything, you got to realize that, and this is something that I had a problem with, that failure is a stepping stone. Failure is something that's you can learn from. Failure is something that teaches you. Failure is something that shows you what not to do, so then you know what you can do. So instead of looking at failure as, in essence, failure, just look at it as you have to go a different route and you have to try something different. But that doesn't mean give up and quit, because that's the only time that you fail is when you give up and quit. So.
That's fact.
Yeah.
Quitting can't be an option.
Yeah, that's true. I like that point that you made about not necessarily giving it the onus to social media. I think it's just real people and having those real conversations amongst people, honestly, is what it just needs to get back. And just get back to, because the shine, of course, everybody wants that part. But a lot of people, even for myself, I didn't try certain things because it seemed like it was too good to be true. But if I would have known that it requires for me to get a little shine or maybe get in the show, I may drive 4 hours to Atlanta and drive back knowing I still got to go to my 9-to-5 job, because I was told that this is going to be a part of the process. I don't just see him pop up on the next King of Comedy tour and just thinking, okay, he just got that just for being Jay Flake. Nah, it don't work like that. So, and I've even heard people like, hey, how do you do a podcast? And I let them know it's a grind, it's a struggle. Sometimes we want to do this. We may not always necessarily agree, but just breaking it down for them and just like, okay, we're here. It's just people relate to that more. It's real.
Yeah, you're not gonna get a microphone and put your stuff out there and have 20,000 views just like that. It don't work like that. And the people who are doing it like that are already celebrities, already got a name for themselves, or whatever. So, people got to share information. Like I was telling somebody, I was riding with a comedian when I had the show in Alabama. Me and him was riding together. And I was telling him, I was talking to another comedian that been in the game that I seen on BET, that's been in the game for 25 years. And, people got to, and the point I'm getting to is people got to want to share information. And I didn't want nothing from the guy. It was just that this particular guy, I didn't even perform that night. I just came up, talked to him, said, hey, been watching you for a while. I just want, just some hints in the game, something like that. I ain't looking for no shortcuts, but stuff to look out for, any type of tips you can give. And first thing he asked was, how long you doing comedy? How long you been doing it? And I told him, and he looked at a dude over there that was sitting like right across from me. He was like, well, you need to be talking to him. Why I need to talk to him? Me and him in the same place. I'm trying to learn from somebody who's been in the game for a while. I've seen on TV that's still, flying into different places and doing comedy. Like, and after that, I was just like, well, you know what? Never mind, dog. Like you act like I'm gonna steal your. I can't steal your shine. Like, bro, your name is stamped in the game. I won't mention his name, but it's like your game. You stamped in the game. Like, so ain't no. I just asked for tips. I don't want nothing from you. And to be honest, you was telling jokes I heard you tell from 10, 12 years ago. And they still working. So I'm really trying to get tips on how you still tell these same jokes and it's still working.
Yeah. And to your point, I've even heard people say that, come from like a little professional mixer. And I think for some people, it's like having that conversation is like you trying to shortstop the grind. But I don't even understand why people would even think that, because I'm not necessarily worried about you blocking my blessing if I feel like I'm walking within my own purpose. I mean, I feel like we should have that conversation. Now, am I going, I guess, to quote unquote, did nobody put me on? That's cool, but you had to speak with somebody that gave you at least a little bit of an idea, or something or someone that gave you that idea of how to get to that spot, regardless if you want to give anybody that or not. Okay, but I've heard people saying that like that's shortstopping the grind. Now that just sounds like somebody that to continue to be in their spot and it's fearful that you can take theirs. That's not coming from a real.
Right. Because sometimes people just want information. Like you
Yep.
can't, ain't no shortstop in the grind, regardless. Some people get lucky and get on. Some people, some people get lucky and come up with one idea and it shoot off. But that's like winning the lottery though. So it don't happen like that for everybody, So yeah, I really don't understand people who just don't want to talk and give tips. And you can't, and to your point, can't nobody never say, I did this on my own, nobody help. No, somebody let you do something. Somebody let you wear their t-shirt on their videos. Somebody, let you get 10 minutes of stage time for your 2 songs for you to perform. Like somebody did. It might not seem like it was a lot, but if they would close that door, you might not have had, them extra 50 sales, or you might not have had them extra 100 followers, or whatever that situation may be.
That's real. That's real. So my last question for y'all is, what are you gonna do with your juice? How do you give your juice to the world, whatever that is for you? Because it's gonna be different for all of us or each individual. But what are you gonna do with your juice, or how are you gonna give your juice to the world?
Shoot, one, this podcast is still, as long as we keep this podcast going, we still putting juice to our Black community and to all those who are listening and want to learn and get more information that's coming from 3 Black men that's living in this world. On a personal note, I got to get back to posting my own live videos. I got to get back to once this pandemic is over with, hitting that stage and making them drives like I once was doing before. The lead that juice in every state, every city, and every stage that I touched, so they think that Flake is the hottest new thing coming out. And like I told y'all before, I got a couple other things I need to work on, and trademarking and logo and well, going back to what I said earlier, I just got to be more consistent. I got to get on my sprint and stay on my sprint, and don't take a break for them 4-5 laps, then hop back on the track. I got to stay persistent. And that's the short answer. That's it right there.
And I'm not even gonna use the word piggybacking, but that's really it for me, is because when I detailed everything that was preventing me from getting to like the next step or really living the life that I want to live, it was all me. Just quit putting it off, really touching everything that I do with the amount of love or with the amount of intent that if this was my last 24 hours, at least people got an understanding on what my purpose was or what I was, intended on doing. So that's really it. It's just quit trying to find a way for it not to work and continue to create ways for it to work. And then if need be, just surround myself with people that are like-minded and they got the juice as well, but will let you know that you need to be focused on some things if you are dropping the ball. So that's really it. What about you, Spirit?
For me, you said something that hit me and that I'm going to use. Stop trying to find a way to make it fail or not succeed. So that's one thing for me. The other thing for me is to be as fearless as I am with bullshit, with the real shit. So, for example, like I like to fight, so I'm not worried about throwing hands, but I need to be as fearless with that as I am with liberating my people, the revolution for my people, setting up a game plan or getting a coalition together or really working on some things that's going to, help my people and affect my people. I have to be more deliberate in the real shit that really means something to me, that's going to really be my legacy, versus the bullshit that don't mean nothing, that I can't bring with me, or that's not going to leave a story, or that my kids ain't going to remember, or that it's not going to help my family out or help my Black people out or anything like that, or even the world in general, because as much as I love my Black people, I love all people, unless you cross me. But I'm a lover of all races, all all sexes, all religions, and all sexual orientations. But at the end of the day, first and foremost, is my people though that I'm going to ride for and protect before I go ride for anybody else. And so that's the things that I have to be more intentional about, more deliberate about, and more pronounced in making sure that that is the stuff that I'm putting out in this earth and that I'm speaking about, versus it be about sports, or it be about the newest model car, or what the hottest movie, or the hottest clothes, or whatever the case may be. That I'm really talking about the things that's going, give kids scholarships, make sure that there's less homeless people in this world, whatever the case may be. And so that's just the things I got to start doing. But real important that you said, Rose, is remembering and making sure that I'm not trying to set myself up for failure and, self-destruct and say, oh, I can't do it, or I can't make this successful. This need to be somebody else doing it or whatnot. And so that was something big.
Yes, sir.
And and also when you're out there, whatever it is, whatever your grind is, whatever your purpose is, whatever it is that you want to do in life, don't let no's stop you. You might get 100 no's, but you only need one yes. You might get 100 no's. All you need is one yes. So don't let the no's stop you. If it's your right, if your purpose is meant to be, it's gonna happen.
Trust your own time.
Trust the process, but not like the 76ers, because they still ain't won a championship.
Well, if that's it, I'm gonna jump into the Black Business Minute. Do y'all have anything else that y'all would like to talk about this subject?
No, I'm good, brother.
All right. So for the Black Business Minute, we have the sumofitall.net, and it's Eminent Financial Services, Inc. And so with over 15 years of experience in the industry, you can rely on our qualified professionals. All our services are very competitively priced and will help you find a solution to your financial problems. We're proud of the commitment and services we provide to our community, and we are ready to serve you as well. What they do is they a black man, CPA, created a course to teach teens and children how to stop generational poverty. And then they also, do other financial services for, the community and people as well. And so again, that website is the sumofitall.net. So THESUMOFITALL.net. And so, again, they offer financial services, tax services, accounting services, business consulting, IRS representation, financial planning, credit restoration, and other services in the Black community, or in the community period, but it is Black owned. And that's the Black Business Minute for this week.
Dope. That's dope.
Outstanding. For our Supremely Black Person of the Week, it's gonna go to the great Sabrina Williams. As y'all know, this is Serena Williams. Y'all know this is Women's Month. So we're gonna have all women this month. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, I messed up. It's Serena Williams. My bad. I'm tired. I know who she is. I'm tired. I messed up.
Floyd. Over there reading
it. I ain't even have it pulled up when I said this.
But I don't know if he says Supremely Black Person of the Week.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm tired, man. Look, it's late. I've been up since early. Supremely Black Person of the Week is gonna be Serena Williams. As you know, she is a 23 Grand Slam singles title winner. She is the GOAT of tennis, male or female, and I'm not here to debate with y'all about that. As you know, she grew up in city of Compton. But she was born in Saginaw, Michigan. I didn't know that. But she grew up out west on the West Coast, where they hit the scene with the little beaded up braids, her and her sister Venus, with a father that would not take no for an answer. So they go right along what we just talked about. A father would not take no for an answer during that time, which is, and still kind of now that tennis is majority white. As we know the story, they got rejected to go to different camps, to be on certain tennis courts because of the color of their skin at the time. But their father kept on pushing. And as we see now, Serena Williams is a champion, multiple champion, is the GOAT of tennis. Also won a championship being, I think she was 3 months pregnant at the time. When she had won one of her championships, she was pregnant. So I like to give our Supreme Black Person of the Week to the GOAT, Serena Williams, the greatest of all time in tennis.
Salute, Queen. Salute. Well, any lasting words for the people, for the listeners, for the viewers?
I can't think of nothing. No, I can't think of nothing, man. Just everything we talked about. Hopefully this conversation helps somebody really just kind of really find their juice or their purpose, and hopefully the things that we shared will help, uplift somebody.
And for me, I'm gonna use a little bit of something that Flake say all the time. Since the topic was not being a shell of yourself, don't be 3/5 of nothing, be 100% everything. So make sure that you walk proudly in who you are and who you are becoming, and don't be afraid to be true to yourself and true to your purpose. And the only thing that you can do is continue to grow, but just stay true to you and be 100% you. And don't be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid of people not getting on board or seeing your vision, because the vision was given to you for a reason. Not everybody has the aptitude, the bandwidth, or the wherewithal, courage, bravery, integrity, character to do what God gave you. So he gave you that for a reason. So don't be afraid or don't question yourself and say, am I right for this? Be 100% you, not 3/5 of nothing. That's all I got.
Well, with that being said, if all my queens out there, put your crown on, took that thing to the side, let them know you are a queen. For all my kings out there, put your crown on, took that thing to the side, let them know you are a king. We are the Supremely Black Podcast. And we out.
Peace.